look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Senator Barrasso.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. To follow up, Ms. Guilfoyle, on what you were just talking about with the NATO and the importance of the relationship and how closely we are aligned. There's a military naval support activity, Suda Bay, vital U.S. military installation. I know there's going to be updates. I think $44 million has been committed to invest in new joint mobility processing center in that area. Can you just overall give us some things, what opportunities you see for increased cooperation with Greece as these upgrades are completed? Because you, I think, appropriately called attention to the fact that all of these countries have now committed to going up to 5%.
They have, which I think is incredibly important. I was committed to at the Alliance and at The Hague, and that is something that I know that these countries have intentionality to fulfill and to continue that commitment that they made to us. Thank you for bringing up these questions, Senator. Suda Bay, yes, as you know, is the largest U.S. military base in Greece. It is strategically and geopolitically critical to the United States. It's been a really wonderful asset for us, for our military base, especially in that area of the world. So we're going to continue to look forward to that and make sure, and if confirmed, I plan to visit all of these facilities to deepen my keen understanding of the issues, the people, the needs, so that we maintain that strength for American interests and American national security. Revithusa is also incredibly important because there are unbelievable opportunities for liquid natural gas, which could be crucial to limit the influence, undue influence in the region of Russia, of China, and make sure that we push back on that on a daily basis. There are certain things that have happened that have been very disheartening as it relates to national security in the port of Piraeus, where the Chinese were allowed to gain access and purchase that. What I'm proud to say is the Greek people have now implemented a system that somewhat mimics what we have here in the United States, CFIUS, to prevent from foreign interests and countries encroaching on sovereign nations and buying up key national security ports and interests. So that is something that I was encouraged that has happened recently in the past month or so, and I look forward to partnering with them to make sure that we can use some of our models of best practices in those ways to make sure that there isn't over-encroachment of foreign influence and interest in key ports, and work with them strategically to help understand how we're able to prevent that in the United States of America. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your comment about energy, because I think of energy as the master resource. Greece, I think, is quickly becoming a major energy hub in the Eastern Mediterranean. You talked about LNG. They've expanded their LNG terminals. I think they've earlier this year signed an agreement with Chevron and ExxonMobil to do more. So just generally, could you give us a little thought on American energy companies in Greece's energy sector, and how will you support and encourage this effort for more energy?
Yes. Great opportunities that I mentioned exist with Revithusa, with the LNG terminal, which is key to that regional energy strategy. Also in Alexandroupoli, the LNG terminal, that's essential for U.S. energy exports and for Balkan access. So this is, again, why I would like to just stress the importance of Greece, the seriousness of this position, the opportunity we have to grow and strengthen the alliance and the bond between the Greek Americans and the United States of America and those living, working, visiting in Greece to ensure their safety, productivity, and make sure that their needs are met. And I really look forward to working with the absolutely incredible people that are so talented in the State Department and the careers, and the people that are currently serving in the embassy, working tirelessly to ensure that American interests are represented, and to work for President Trump to effectuate his goals, his beliefs for the United States of America.
Thank you. Mr. Bartos, the U.S. Is the United Nations' largest financial contributor. Provides more funding than all other permanent Security Council members combined. I hear about that in Wyoming a lot. People aren't really happy with this. Despite this significant investment, the UN has struggled to implement meaningful budgetary discipline, to demonstrate consistent fiscal accountability. I think next week this committee is going to have a hearing with the nominee to be our U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. U.S. contribution represents about 22% of the UN's total budget. How are you going to ensure that the financial burdens at the UN are shared more equitably and in accordance with current economic realities? And are you committed to limiting the growth of UN regular budget and ensuring that the UN makes more efficient use of its existing resources?
Senator, thank you for the question. As you stated, the United States, the generosity of the American people knows almost no bounds. We have been the most generous supporter of the United Nations system since it was founded 80 years ago, and we are the most generous nation on earth, and proudly so. But our fellow citizens, all Americans, deserve to know that every dollar that they send, every hard-earned dollar that an American taxpayer sends to the UN must not, cannot go to a dollar, a penny cannot go to waste, fraud, and abuse, and every dollar must go to support programs and policies that make our nation safer, stronger, and more prosperous. If confirmed, I will devote all of my energies. We're 22% of the regular budget, as you say, sir. We're 25% of the peacekeeping budget, limited by statute. The UN seeks to assess us at 26.1%. And so it's incumbent upon my role, if confirmed, on the Fifth Committee on Budget and Oversight to root out all of this waste and to make, and really, and I said this before, with President Trump's leadership, with the Secretary's leadership, and their charge to us, if confirmed, our team will have that presidential leadership to go there and make sure that those reforms are implemented. Our dollars carry a lot of weight, but over the last 80 years, they haven't, as you say, they actually haven't really been put to the best use by the system to the United States' interest. We need to do better. We must do better, and I commit to you, sir, if confirmed, we will do better.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Booker.